Hey everyone, back for another weekly outlook. Today is Sunday, the 31st of July. It's the last day of the month, and we move into August. So overall, July was a pretty, at least for me, again, everyone's different. Okay, July was a pretty quiet, sort of messy month for price action. So we're 7 months into the year now, August being the 8th month. I find out of the 7 months we've had so far, I'd say 5 have been really, really good. We averaged, out of those 5 months that I'm talking about that were really, really good, we probably averaged around 30 to 50%, probably 40% if you want to go in the middle. 40% gain, that's assuming 1% risk, of course, a 40 RR gain. Whereas I think it was March and it was July where they were pretty quiet, Obviously still profitable, but still just overall very, very quiet. There wasn't much movement, at least, and again, I'm only referring to the pairs that I trade. Now, if you trade other pairs, then it's going to be different, okay? There have been some amazing setups on some other pairs. For me, in the mentorship program, I only focus on these 6 here, being GU, USD CAD, GBP JPY, Euro USD, and Euro NZD, and then lastly, NZD USD. So we had some really good trades, but overall it's a pretty quiet, sort of messy month across the board, while there's definitely been some other amazing trades on other pairs. So, again, but that's, a lot of people struggle with this sort of, that the market is, sometimes it's just not great, and that's where you either have to just continue to be patient, or you might have to look elsewhere for positions if that's what you want to do. You can look at other pairs. My mindset is the market's always give and take. Okay, I do, these are the main 6 I trade. Sometimes I might look at a few pairs down here if, for example, it's a quieter week and I know that things need a lot more price action. I might look at a few other pairs. Particularly, I really do like AD USD and CAD JPY. Those are my favorite sort of side pairs I go to. I don't like trading too many pairs. I like being, I believe less is more. I find, 5 to 6 pairs is like a sweet spot for me. I'm not overwhelmed. I always know what's going on. You could pretty much ask me, hey, what price is this pair at for obviously my first 6 pairs? I could pretty much know. I'm very in tune with those pairs, so I'm in a very good spot mentally and personally with those pairs. But again, sometimes you might have to look elsewhere. So, I personally caught some good trades on other pairs throughout the month as well. But I believe the market looks really, really, really good moving into August. Coming into July, everything, we had a great month in June. We did 50% gain in the mentorship program. So July was a little bit slower, but based on price action now, I think things are looking really, really good for August. But let's go ahead, let's cover some pairs, let's cover some setups for the week ahead. Keep in mind, guys, I want to cover the news, okay? There's a few things I want you guys to be aware of, okay? For those mentorship students, you guys have already watched Sniper Sunday, so you guys know this. You can always skip ahead, okay? On Monday, we do have interest rate decision coming out of Australia during the Asian session, so be aware of that. We also have, where is it at? A lot of jobs news, but nothing really crazy. Thursday, we have some interest rate decision coming out of GBP around 6 a.m., which is London session. And then Friday is the big one I want everyone to be aware of, which is non-farm payroll, also known as NFP, which is the biggest news release out of the US on the first Friday of every month. So just keep in mind, okay, again, I don't let it affect the way I trade. I just maybe I'll reduce my risk a bit more. Maybe I won't monitor my stop losses, things like that. But again, you want to be aware of these particular news releases just in case there's any change in volatility or manipulation, wicking, things like that, okay? Which typically come with specific news releases. I don't trade the news. I don't care about the news. I don't read what the news says. All I check is what specific news is coming out for the week ahead, so I can just be aware of any change in volatility or manipulation, wicking, things like that, just in case I need to maybe adjust my stop losses. Maybe I want to, sometimes, for example, if price comes near my stop loss, I might remove my stop loss and just kind of monitor price. That way I'm not faked out. Okay, that takes a lot of skill and experience, but definitely useful. Otherwise, I might even just reduce my risk a little bit, just, again, so I don't get wicked out and then it goes in my direction. So just be aware of that. And as always, guys, I suggest you guys use a position size calculator. Don't just use a standard lot. It's a really bad thing that's being taught around on Instagram and wherever else, is people are just teaching really bad risk management rules. Everything you do should be based off of risk percentage, okay? Not just using one lot, because one lot with a 30 pip stop loss, for example, on AD USD is not the same as one lot with a 30 pip stop loss on GBP JPY. Okay, you have to understand that. So make sure you guys use risk position size calculator using percentages of your account. Okay, that way as your account grows with how much you profit over time, the money you make grows. It's again, it's exponential, but it's really how you should be doing it. So let's have a look at some pairs anyways. Okay, so there's a few things I'm interested in this week. So the dollar is still very, very bullish. Okay, very, very, very bullish, having a slight pullback now. Keep in mind on the daily, for example, it is kind of like doing a retest of this 105.5 region, so it could be making like a new higher high, higher low. So we could see a move up on the dollar. Just keep in mind that it is NFP week. As I said, it comes out on Friday, and a lot of the times, sometimes we see the market is kind of going very, very slow. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, in anticipation for that news release. Okay, so we might see the market be a little slow this week, and then that way, if that is the case, you guys understand why. Typically, it's because everything's waiting to be, everything's already priced in, just waiting for that kick in volume in the market. So dollar is still very, very bullish. But however, what I'm watching for and what we're watching for in the mentorship program is to see what price does here at this 105.5 level. Is it going to come down, respect this level, and push up? Or is it going to break this price point and then break lower? And then obviously by understanding that and watching what price does, we can then correlate that to our USD pairs and execute positions accordingly. Next one I want to cover, so AUD USD. Let's go to the weekly here. Weekly is still very, very bearish, okay? But I want us to be aware that where are we sitting at? Well, we hit 0.67, which is a huge level for this pair, okay? Huge level for this pair. I mean, just look at this whole region. This 0.67 region, 0.68 region. I know we're overall very, very bearish. So lower lower, lower high, lower lower. This could be a new lower high. Go down to the daily. Kind of messy here, to be honest. I mean, there's really not much to see here on the daily. Go to the 4 hour. What I'm kind of viewing right now is I'm short-term bullish on this pair until I see otherwise. If we break this level here, this 0.69 sort of 600 region, then I'll be considering a bearish move lower. Otherwise, for now, what I'm sort of looking at is we failed to break below 0.695, 0.696, faked out, and now it's coming back up to do something like this. That's what I'm sort of viewing. Last week, we did I shared a buy setup in here, actually pushed up, we hit risk-free, hit like 50, 60 pips in profit, but then it made this beautiful 4-hour M pattern here. Actually a really nice sell. There was actually a really nice sell from here, from this level. I actually missed it because I believe this was, this is very, very early for me. This is like Asian session, right? I'm asleep. I get up at 2 a.m. for the London Open. So even if you did take this would have been break even as well. It's just sort of messy. But what I would want you guys, or what I suggest you guys looking for, is a retest of this level here for a possible buy higher. And of course, if the dollar does end up respecting this level and doing this, we can most likely see Australian USD moving lower. Okay, so if price fails to give the price action here for a move higher, then what we'll likely see is price actually break this level and then do something like this. Right now, it's just kind of messy. It's really just kind of trying to figure out where it's going. Is it going to respect 0.695 region, 0.698, and then push higher, or is it going to fail to find that support and then break lower? So either way, we just have to be patient and wait for it to tell us what it's doing this week. Euro AUD, okay, so really nice price action here, really, really nice price action. Technically, I would suggest you guys be looking for sells. If price can come up into this area here, this 1.46 sort of 465, 46800 region, so here or here, this whole pocket of price here, I would suggest you guys looking for a sell. If you were to get like a very, very nice hourly or 2-hour bearish close, you might get a nice sell entry from there, and then look for it to come back down to here. But again, if price does this, I want you guys considering taking some profit here if the risk reward meets, a minimum 1 to 3, and then looking for a possible hedge buy. Okay. Otherwise, this pair, I think from memory, is overall very, very bearish. Yes, but we're also, look at what we're doing. We're printing a weekly W here at 1.46. Okay, so this could be a reversal point for this pair to really do something like this. So I want you guys just be aware of that. So what I would suggest you guys doing, the best way to manage this is, let's assume price comes up, gives you this sell. Let's say, for example, you get a sell here on the lower time frames, something like this. That's a nice little, just shy of 1 to 3. Again, depending on exactly where you get your entry. Okay, I would suggest something like that. So it's about a 1 to 3, give or take. And then I would suggest you guys looking for a possible buy hedge from this level here, assuming price does this. Otherwise, price could just dump overall with the overall trend, and you could see this pair just continue lower. Third scenario, as is always, 2 or 3 scenarios, is a break, retest, and then that would be a clear buy setup if price can break and retest and respect this 1.46500 region here, okay? By the time price sort of does this, I will have done, this will probably be a midweek setup at the earliest, I would assume. But of course, price can always move quite fast, Monday and Tuesday. If that is the case, I will update, okay? I'm back updating in the public Discord now. A lot of mentorship students are funded or nearing full-time, and really want to build confidence and more experience in taking their own positions outside the ones that I share in my signals. So I'm doing this primarily for them. But obviously I know it brings a lot of value to the rest of you as well. So mentorship students, you guys know what you're looking for, okay? You know what you're looking for here. Otherwise, I will do another update in here if this does line up. Like I said, I'll be updating here a lot more now. I'm gonna try and do 2 to 3 videos a week, and then maybe a daily update, maybe sharing some setups or something like that. I might do like a New York update, like a 4-hour update, 1 update a day at the New York. I'm just trying to figure out, just getting some feedback from the mentorship students, what works best for them. Okay, because again, they are my priority, and I don't want to overwhelm them. But also all you guys' feedback as well. If you guys have questions, I'm here to help. So that's what we're looking for there. CAD JPY, let's have a look. Actually, this is really, really clean. I'm actually looking for buys. Personally, I'm looking for buys in this level as well. So let's go to the weekly. We know the weeklies are overall very, very, very bullish, okay? We're at yearly highs, though. We've not been at this region since back in December of 2014. We are seeing somewhat of a slowdown, but the price could just be somewhat consolidating. Daily sort of triple bottom here. 4-hour sort of triple bottom here, 103 sort of 5. Okay, so what I suggest you guys looking for is a push down into here. If we get some nice bullish price action on maybe the 1 hour, the 2 hour, or even the 4 hour, all right, we could look for a buy up into this 106.5 region. As again, you can kind of see, right, if you zoom out, you can really kind of see that price is really just kind of ranging, right? You can see prices just kind of bouncing between this 106.5 level and 103.5. So what is that? Let's have a look at this. I mean, that's a 300 pip move, right? That's a nice trade. I mean, if you get a 30 pip stop loss, for example, that's a 1 to 10. 100K account, that's 10K. 400K account, it's 40K. Just trading the range, right? So it's not the cleanest range, but if you zoom out, right, you can really see on the 4 hour here that price is pretty much just kind of bouncing between these two levels. So I quite like this. I'm actually gonna just sort of box this off. I'm just gonna put a line here, 106.5, just so I can remember as well. So yeah, if we are okay to get a buy position from this level, again, something sort of like this, 30, 35 pips, which is about average. What I do on CAD JPY now, boom, nice little 1 to 8. I mean, this thing could even break higher, right? So that's what I would be looking for. Definitely of interest here. I quite like this setup, so make sure you guys look for that as well. Okay, GBP Swiss. This isn't a pair I typically trade. This pair has been brought attention to me from one of my students. She absolutely loves Swiss pairs and trades this and always asking about setups in this. And I was looking at this today and I was like, okay, that actually looks kind of clean. So I go to the daily. You see daily's really struggling to break this 1.155 level, right? Sort of like a fake out and a retest here. Again, sort of fake out 4 hour W. I would be looking for price, if it can, to test back into structure like this, back down this 1.155 region, give some bullish price action on perhaps the 1 hour. I mean, I personally enter as low as the 30 minute. I used to enter off like the 15. I don't really do that now. I've just found being a bit more patient, and the 30 was just less noise. Again, guys, trading is all about personal preference, okay? It's about figuring out what works for you. There's no such thing as a perfect strategy because not everyone's the same. People always see charts differently. I have some students who use the 5 minute. I have some students who don't go below the 1 hour. They literally, like, I encourage them to take what I teach and use my live examples as well, my live trades and all my, they get like 50 plus videos as well, and take all of that and just learn it, be able to do it themselves, and then put their own twist on it, because again, everyone's different. So over the years, I've refined how I trade, and I personally don't go below the 30 because I think less is more. I like clear, clean, higher time frame price action, and I'm also in a position now financially to where I don't need to catch every single tiny little entry trade, right? I'm happy to get maybe a 3 or 5 pip stop loss bigger because I enter off the 30 minute, not the 15, right? Because my entry won't be as precise. But I'm okay because a 1 to 10 for me still is a lot of money because of the large accounts that I trade, and I want my students to get in a position like that also. I believe patience is always the best way to trade. No greed, nothing like that. So what I suggest you guys looking for here is a possible buy from this level, and then look for a buy up into here, of course. And then if we can break this 1.16500 region, we can see something like this. So for example, I would be very surprised if this support level here broke. It always could, of course, but if it did, I'd be very, very surprised. So even to here, it's a nice little 1 to 3.22, assuming, again, approximate entry, approximate stop loss. And then if it breaks higher, it's a nice little 1 to 6 almost. And then, this could even just, take off the upside. The daily does really give price action that indicates a move higher. Okay, I like this sort of area of consolidation. We know it's had a huge move down. We know it's overall very, very bearish, but it needs a corrective move higher, and it's really struggling to break 1.155. It's done like this daily price action that really indicates a move higher. So very, very clean setup if this can present the entry, of course. Last one I want to cover is gold. Okay, I've had a lot of you message me like, hey, cover gold, cover gold, cover gold. Honestly, guys, I personally don't trade gold. Just it's a personal preference. I used to trade it. Had some success with it. I just wasn't a fan of how fast it was. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. It's just didn't meet my my personality, my traits. I like trading to be very easy and stress free. Whereas gold, I feel like I just always had to have kind of eyes on it, right? Which I'm sure many of you understand, and especially with how the world's been lately, or like the last 2 years with COVID and everything going on with the world right now with the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, and then interest rates and inflation rates. It's all the world's gone mad. Gold's been just crazy. So a lot of you guys are having success with it. I see a lot of traders make a lot of money on gold. That's great. It's just for me personally, I have a love for Forex pairs, especially the 6 that I trade there. I feel like I really, really understand them, and that's ultimately what you want to do. Some people I have some students who maybe only trade 1 or 2 Forex pairs. They might trade some crypto, but their baby is gold. There's nothing wrong with that. So never let anyone try and talk you out or talk you into doing something that you don't like. I have a lot of traders like that as well, who I love trading gold, but my friend tells me not to trade it because it's so fast, but I like doing it. Guys, trade what you want, okay? Don't let someone push their trading style or trading plan on you. Just learn it, see if it works on the things that you like to trade, and then apply it and make your own adjustments if needed. So with gold, guys, honestly, I'm not really interested in anything here, okay? Go to the weekly. Just based off of this, I see this pushing up, all right? At least in the maybe 180 or 1800, sorry. I kind of see it pushing into 1800, to be honest. Let's have a look. I kind of see it pushing up in 1800. Let's have a look. Let's go to the daily here. Yeah, this thing could really have it. That's really not that far from here. Not for gold at least. So what we could see for this, if I was trading this, okay, what I would wait for is I'd wait for this to kind of pull down into this 1750 sort of region, 1745 region. Look for a retest of that, and then be looking for a buy up into this 1790 or even 800. That's what I would be looking for. So a bit of price action is needed. Okay, that's exactly what I'd be waiting for if I was trading this pair, is a pullback, and then look for a retest of structure. Of course, what could always happen is this could always fail to find support here, break, and retest to go lower. Okay, so that's it for now, guys. All right, that's what is that? 5 pairs covered plus the dollar plus news for this week. So that's a lot to monitor. Okay, again, I've looked through the other pairs. It wasn't anything that really that really stuck out to me that I really liked. These right now are what I believe to be cleanest. And again, a lot of you guys love gold, so I'm going to try and cover that a bit more for you guys. So have a great week, guys. Today is Sunday, so I'll be looking to put another midweek update out on Wednesday. Plus, I'll be looking to do a bit more updating in the public Discord. All right, if you guys have any questions, let me know. You're more than welcome to message me via Discord. Otherwise, you guys know to hit me up on Instagram. Thanks, guys.